but she rolls along.
Hello again. We're on our phase 3 of the Western Dressage. This is Cassey, and what I wanted to do today is introduce the full Western bit. It's very, very important. A lot of people don't like to move from the snaffle with shanks, but it's very, very critical that you ride your horse in a full mouthpiece. So don't hesitate to try it. You apply some of these techniques, float in the rein, spiral in, lateral out, and get your horse moving off of the fence with your different pivots and the half halt. Also go through the transitions of walk, jog, posting trot, and canter. Today we're going to step it up a little bit with some different turns. A turn with the pivot on the haunches, and we're going to add the figure 8. Okay, so what we said earlier on the lunch line was foot placement was really, really important, and this is a really good time to start thinking about that. What we want to do is we want to start this horse with a pivot on the haunches. And it's really, really simple as long as you get everything going in the right direction. So what we need is this inside leg to step forward, and then we're going to add the outside, and she's going to come right on around. So I'm going to go ahead and bend her nose to the inside. I'm going to put a little inside leg, and I'm going to look for that leg. You see how it steps? As soon as that steps, I'm going to touch and release for my pivot, and she just comes right around. And what I kind of like to do is I like to let them march off. So you notice kind of when I stop her, I don't necessarily pull her into the ground. What you want to do is just kind of set your little rhythm going. Do a couple of half halts, touch, release, and then on your third one you're going to say ho, sit deep, and actually release the reins and give her a chance to sit down. I want to take a minute now to go through the rollback. Okay, so what we're going to do is the rollback. It's kind of an important way to get your horse working off the fence, doing fence work for working cow horse, Western dressage, and so forth. But what I like to do is I like to get my inside leg, and obviously the inside leg is wherever the horse is going to be bent, all right? And I'm going to be turning to the outside, so I'm going to march her up at a 45-degree angle, get her bent, and then I'm going to add my outside leg, outside rein, and then let her pick up the circle that I left off on. And again, you just want to keep that real nice, solid cadence. Whatever gear you're in, just keep it really smooth. And then after you've worked off that fence a little bit, what you can do is do it without the fence. Start with your counter bend, add the outside, come around. And that's all there is to it. It's real simple. Just kind of pick them up a little bit, put a little leg pressure. When you feel them give, just find anything you can do to reward your horse, because the more you reward them, the more they're going to be willing to work. And again, we're just going to do this roll back off of the fence at a walk. So I'm going to start with my counter bend, counter leg, look over my shoulder, add the outside, and she's going to come right forward. Okay. With that done, I want to add foot placement on the outside leg. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the square corner, which again, there's always something of the next level that's so important that you got to get. And the counter bend is turning the horse's head to the outside. So when I make a square corner, I'm bringing my outside leg up into her shoulder. And it's kind of like the foot and the hand are tied together like a puppet. So you're going to hold your outside steady and then just do this. So we'll just do it real slow at a walk here. Counter bend, outside leg, counter bend, outside leg, counter bend, outside leg. Okay, so once you get all that figured out, then you can pick up your jog and you can start seeing this outside leg come forward. And when it comes forward, that's where you're going to make that little turn. And then pretty soon you just add another turn into it, and you just get your cadence going. That horse is going to come right on around. Most of the reining training that's going on today does not allow the horse to slow down or stop. So you always want to think about forward momentum. But it's pretty simple. If you just kind of remember, hey, I want to watch my leg, I want to keep my tempo, I want my horse moving forward at all times. you can just kind of remember that. It's really simple to do your counter, or excuse me, your square corners, and watch that front leg. Good. Two. And again, the give or the stop is always with a give with the rein, allowing for the horse to sit down on their own. I'm going to come right back with our final phase, and we're going to do a dressage pattern for you. Okay, so here we are at the last phase of our Western dressage. I want to pick up the square corner hip in. Hip in is one of the most important things for getting your canter turns down, picking up the lead, and also flying lead changes. So we're going to start off with a square corner, then we're going to change direction, taking that leg off, keeping the rein the same, and adding a different leg so that the horse's body, the hip, comes inside the circle, which is so critical for doing your lead changes. And I'll show you how to put all that together. But let's begin with a square corner hip in. Okay, so that's our hip in, which is really, really critical. So if I'm going to pick up the lead and do a lead change, like let's say for example, I want to go left. Well, I'm going to take her shoulders, push her shoulders out of the way so that the outside rear leg can step up underneath of her. Going hip in, I'm just going to jog it, then I'm going to come back to center, and I'm going to put hip in, going the other way to illustrate what we would do as a prelude for our flying lead change. So we bring her in here, bring her shoulders to the inside, and bring that hip into the new direction. And then she's just ready to canter right from there. Give her a little simple half halt. Whoop. Get that shoulder out of the way, bring that hip in, real nice right there. Little kiss. Same thing coming back, little half halt. Whoop. Shoulder out of the way, hip in. As soon as you feel it, cue and go. And hoop. Okay. So that gives you a really, really good idea of the basic, fundamental foundation that you need that just about anybody and everybody can do with a little bit of effort. Now I just want to ride this horse and just have some fun with her, something I might do if I had a little music playing, and just give her a chance to illustrate what she does best.
On the road come dusk dawn, pedals down and she rolls along.